Hi, it's Angry Admin here, and what I would like to show you today is how to change the IP address of your ESXi host with no downtime. So let's make some assumptions. One is that you are using distributed virtual switches and you have two network cards for your ESXi host. And here is small disclaimer. So the procedure requires to take one of the NICs and connect to standard switch. So your ESXi host will be running on the one network card for time being. Having said that, if you will lose connection to that NIC, you will lose your host, you will lose your VMs. So just bear that in mind before you hit your production servers. And now, let's get to it. Before we go ahead with re-IP our host, we need to make sure that we have those two NICs connected. We have a new IP and a new subnet mask ready. And if that requires from your environment, you need to create a new pod group on the DVS. And one more thing to consider is dependent on the environment, of course, but let's say if you are moving your host to some kind of secure network or the secure VLAN, just make sure that that VLAN is allowed on the switch port so you can communicate with the host after re-IP. Again, this is optional and this is depend on your environment and your needs. Okay, so now we are ready. So the first thing first, let's create standard switch. Let's start from stealing one NIC from our DVS. So we take uplink 2, vmk0. It doesn't matter which one, to be honest with you. And once that's done, now we can create new standard switch. So as you can see on the video, we're going for the new standard switch. We click next, we don't change MTU, and now we add the NIC back. vmk0, it says connected, so we double check, click OK, click next. It doesn't matter the label. And now we have our standard switch ready to go. Now we are migrating vmk0 to that switch. And in a few moments, yeah, we have it. You can see VLAN ID 4, vmk0. We are ready to go. Now we can disconnect host from vCenter. Don't put in the maintenance mode as we want our VMs to be alive. So just disconnect from the vCenter. It may take a few moments, so just be patient. Once it's disconnect, go and remove host from inventory. That's it. Now we need to connect to the host. So my advice would be go through the iDRAC KVM. You can go and SSH to hosts, you can use a DCUI, but just remember, once the re-IP is done, you will lose a connectivity and you have to connect with the new IP. So to be honest, I prefer doing it through the iDRAC console KVM. Also check if host is not in the lockdown mode, because you won't be able to reconnect the host to vCenter if it is. Now let's re-IP our host. So go to configure management network. If you need, change the VLAN and then go for IP settings. Once you're happy that you put everything correct, press escape and press Y to confirm your choices, and then let's test our setup. So you're going to the test management network option and just run the test. If everything is okay, you are ready to go. Okay, now it's time to create new entry or edit your existing entry in DNS for that host. Once you've done it and your change will replicate through the DNS, you have to refresh DNS info on vCenter server. SSH to your vCenter server and simply run the command systemclt restart DNS MASQ. And there is one more thing worth to mention, that if you're running NSX or any other firewall, just add the new IP to the firewall. And now you can reconnect your host to vCenter. After this, you have to reconnect your host to DVS. And once you have that one, you migrate your vmk0 back to your distributed switch. Move the physical NIC from the standard switch back to your distributed switch and remove standard switch. Simply as that. In any case, that's everything what I have for you today. If you find that video informative, please leave a like and consider subscribing to my channel. If you do have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and see you in the next one. Bye.